itself, right? So in this video, we will get the input by user itself. Okay. Before that, we will give any one of the variable. We will feed the that value, correct? But so like this we are giving. So we will give the variable as any variable as a. So we will give the value. So print statement given as a means that it will take the output as 10, correct? So now we will get the input from the user. So now the term itself is that is input, right? So A is the variable. So we get from the input. Within this we get from the input. Okay. So print statement using for display. So in output there is display anything because A doesn't have anything. It will get the input from the user, right? So you have to feed any value that should be the input. I take this. I am going to give the value of 10. That should be printed. Clear? The same program we saw, but here we are going to give the input here in output state. So A is a variable, it is declared as input, and B also is a variable declared as input. C is the operation of A plus B. Okay. So first print C. First of all, we take as print C. What should be the output? Any guess? Directly show us print C? No. First, we will get from the input as A as well as B, and then sum of these two numbers. Okay, first A is equal to some value. So this doesn't show as A is equal to, not like that. Okay, so A is the input of some value. We directly give some value. So I am going to give us 100 for A. The second line, the first line is represent for A. The second line is represent for B. So B is another input. So I am going to give either 200 whatever you want. Okay. So C is the operation of these two numbers. So A plus B. So manually we know 100 plus 200 is 300. So directly the third line is printed as 300. Okay. Okay, you are going to place any IT companies, they will give the problem statement. We are saying as questions, right? So they will give the problem statement. For each and every question, they have some answers. So like that, each and every problem statement, they have some solutions. So you have to give the solution, use any one of the programming language, which language you are strong. Okay. So either you have to use C or C++ or Python, Java, whatever you want. But the corresponding problem statement, you have to give the proper solution for that. Okay. So here what is the problem statement? So get input for variable name and age and print it. Okay. You have to get the input for variable name. You have to give any variable name and other variable. And second term, age means the variable name should be any of the person name. Okay. So related input you have to give it. These two terms you going to print it. Okay, so you're going to attend any one of the placement drive. They will give sample input as well as sample output. So like this, these problem statement, they will give sample output and sample input and output. Let me see one by one. So sample input is XYZ, variable name is XYZ, and second term is age. I gave it a sample input as 2. So sample output is within double quotation terms, my name is this XYZ and age is 2. For this, take 2 minutes of time using other types and variables. Try to make the code. So what should be the output of the program? I gave the name as input of. So first in output screen, you will give the cursor given. So name I gave it as XYZ and age is 2. And next line, my name is, because within the double quotation should be printed, correct? But I need the sample output. My name is what I gave in the variable name as name, and my age is what I gave in the variable name as age. So any idea which change I have to give here? What change I am going to do? Any guess? Very simple. So we have to put comma. Which thing you have to call? We have to call it as name, and then print my. So which output statement they want? Age is up. Okay, age. So which term have to call? That is age. So now what should be the output? My name is. So instead of name, what name we going to give? XYZ, right? We have to call XYZ. And then the second print statement is ages. So for what age we give, that is 2, we have to print this 2. Clear? So in output screen, you will get from the output means you have to give the term as input. Give the term as input. Give the variable name, giving the operator as assignment operator, and input of function. So within the function, you have to give which term you want in the output screen. Okay? So the same thing. So within double quotation in output statement, that is print statement, what you gave, that should be displayed in the output screen. But you have to call this particular address, call the particular value, means you have to give the proper name of the variable. Clear? So as well as previous example number 2. compared to previous example, one term is added as address. Okay, so take 2 minutes of time, try to do this coding. I will give sample input and output. So what are the things you gave in the variable? The same thing will display in the output also. So this is the sample input and sample output of the program. The similar example I teach right now only to try to do the program. So what are the input you will get? Name, age and address. These are the variable names. So using 3 print statements and directly you have to call the particular variables, correct? So how to start? The first should be the variable as name. So you have to get the input from the user. That's it. Okay. The second variable is age. So age input also directly get from the user. So input of, and then address. Address input also you get from the user. That's the program. Now just to get the directly you have to give the variable as name, age and address. You have to print the statement, right? So using 3 print statements. So print of name. So which statement is given? My name. And the same thing we have to write here. Okay. So in this put comma, which variable we are going to call? That is variable name as name. And then print of age is comma you have to call as age. And then third one is address. So print call the address. Okay. So what should be the output? So in output the first line, that is name. So doesn't print this name. So in name you have to keep the corresponding output as XYZ. Okay. And then second age you have to give it as 3. And third line is for address. You have to give the corresponding address. Suppose your address should be not in single line, 2 lines or 3 lines. So you have to use which argument? We saw in previous video, right? Separate argument or end argument. You have to give in new line, you have to use the term as end argument. Suppose in same line, the terms you have to give the space means you have to use the term as separate argument. Okay? So next print statement. So age is 3 I gave, and then address is 10. Clear? So now you guys have an idea how to give the input from the output screen, or else how to give the input directly have to code the program. Clear? The third example program is swapping of two numbers. The general meaning of swapping is you have to give one value for the corresponding variable and the second value for the second variable. We are going to swap means temporarily you have to assign one of the variable and you have to swap one by one, or else you have to swap directly one to second number. Correct? Listen. So I will give the variable as a and assign the value as 5. Okay. For swapping also directly have to give the value while you code itself, or else you will give the value from the output screen also. Okay. And second variable, definitely consecutive variable, I give the variable as b and assign some which value you want. I just assign the value as 10. Now which operation I am going to do, that is swapping operation. So a comma b, the a value goes to b, b value goes to a. So what should be the output? So output simply I will give a means, that is directly print the value. Here we have to print it as a. Printed as a. Now a value is 5 or 10 because it's swapped, right? Before I starting the program, I just assigned the value for a should be 5. Now it should be swapped. So swapped as b value. So b value is 10. So a as 10 right now and b as 5. Clear? So the same coding, the same value I need, but I am using the term as temporary variable. Okay. Now the first two line is common. Okay, I will give value 5 and assign for the variable as a. I will give value 10 and assign for the variable as b. So in question itself I said I have to use as temporary variable, right? Okay, so now I will assign the value a to temp. A to temp. Now a is empty. Okay, now a is empty. A value is moved to the temporary variable. Clear? Now the b value is temporarily moved to a. Now b is empty. So in this point, guys, see, in this point a is empty because a value is moved to the temporary variable. Now b is empty. So b value contains into a. So now which one is empty? B is empty, right? Then put it here. Okay. So now temporarily have some value, right? That should be moved to here. Okay. Clear? Okay, try to write the code for this program. What's the problem statement is calculate your age in 15 years and print the result. Okay, so you have to keep the current year plus 15 years. What should be the age? Okay, try to give the coding because we know which is variable, which is data type. Try to do it. So what is my problem statement? Calculate your age in 15 years and print the result. Okay. So your age means definitely for the particular person, right? So I will take the variable as name. In the name I will get the input of the corresponding person name from the user itself. So input of, and instead of print statement I will enter your name. Clear? And I have to know the corresponding person age. So you have to get the age from the user. So age is the number, it's the integer. Age is the number, is the integer. In before name, I won't give int because its name is the set of characters, it's alphabetical strings, right? So I didn't give int. So here age definitely should be the number. Number belongs to integer. So in terms of int, I will get the input from the user. So enter your current age. So what's our program? Your age in 15 years, right? So future age is nothing but current age plus 15. Okay. So what should be the output statement in terms of print? I have given hi. Instead of hi, I will give nothing. So I will get from the name from the user. So in 15 years, your age should be get from the future age. Clear? Okay. So what are the things they will ask? We start from 1 by 1. Here I need age, but age means it belongs to one of the person, right? That should be either male or female. So I have to get from the corresponding person name. So a name is nothing but variable name. So variable, and then get from the input from the user itself. Here age is nothing but numbers. Number belongs to integer. So in terms of int, the input of enter your current age. Clear? So listen, using arithmetic operations, we have lot of arithmetic operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division and all. So in arithmetic operations, at least we need two operands. Okay. So these are the operands. This is operator. So addition, subtraction, multiplication operators using the variable, right? That is using the single variable, right? That is operands. Okay. At least minimum we need two operands. That should be stored in one of the operand. Okay. So I just take two operand. The variable name is A and B. A have value as 1, B have value as 2. So I am going to start with the operation as addition. So A plus B, that should be stored in A itself, or else we have to give some other term also. Okay, here 2 plus 1 is 3. Now the A value is 3. Okay, so this for user understandability. Okay, so now the A value is 3 here. Okay, so now B is equal to A minus B. Now the A value is 3 or 1. Now the A value is 3 because A have the value is 3 here, right? So 3 minus 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. Now the B value is 1 here. Now the B value is 1 here. Now A minus B. Now the A value is 3 and the B value is 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. So now the A value is 2. Clear? So now the output should be A is 2 and B is 1. Clear? Okay. So we have lot of arithmetic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. So which is operand? So these are the operands. The operands are covered by operators. Okay. So here these two operands are added. That value should be stored in this operand. Okay. That operand name is similar to the previous operand, or give us new operand also. Okay. So now I repeat the operation again. Here 2 plus 1 becomes 3. Now A value is 3, not as 1. Now B is equal to A minus B. So A value is taken as 3 minus of this 2. So 3 minus 2 is 1. Clear? Now I need A minus B. I will take the A value as here. This 3, not this 1. Okay. I won't take this 2 because B value is 1. So 3 minus 1 is 2. Clear? Thank you. I hope you will get a few ideas related to the program in this Python. Correct? Thank you.